Good morning, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and I'm gonna see if I can see the screen. It's a little slow this morning. There we go. Sometimes it's I need to turn the volume down on my laptop. We've been watching videos on my laptop, so I had the volume on. So thanks for joining me. It's Monday morning, and it's for us, it's Lunch and Learn, depending on where you are in the country. And I hope you will join me as we make some cards. Let me look around and make sure I've got everything that I need. I think I do. Yep. It's kind of hard. I've been on vacation and I don't know what I'm doing these days. So we're going to use the On the Horizon DSP, but I wanted to show you some other thoughts that you could do with this. I think in the mini catalog, they they paired it up with, let's see, page 43. Well, they paired it up with the On the Horizon stamp set, which goes perfectly with it. And then if you look through the catalog, you'll see they also paired it with the Grassy Grove. And then I was looking for things that were on my shelf that could go with it. And I just pulled out a few. I pulled out Inspired Thoughts because we're going to use this die. It would go really well with Beauty of Friendship, Nature's Beauty, Nature's Harvest, because all of these designs are just kind of watercolor backgrounds. Depends on which way you turn it as to what it looks like. Sometimes it's the water and some mountains. This could be, like the outback. So many beautiful designs. And these are the designs that on this side, and then on the back side, they're more just a watercolor pieces that you can use for lots of things. That'd be great for a Christmas card, wouldn't it? This one, you don't have to do anything. You just put a sentiment on there and you're done. So this paper really is some of my favorite, especially from this particular catalog. Oh, good morning, Mary and Leanne. Yeah, I love this paper. I just think it's gorgeous. I just realized, well, I need to punch out some chads here before we get started. Not everything popped out on this one. Now, the Inspiring Canopy is in the annual catalog, and this die is part of that. It's just one of my favorites. It's just so generic and perfect. So I'm going to put these to the side. We are going to use the birds today. We could use all kinds of things, but we're going to use the birds. Now, Leanne and I always offer classes, but you know that we take classes too. We like people to teach us new things. And so this weekend, I took a class, and this is some of the cards we made with the On the Horizons DSP. Very, very simple. You just put a a matte. I think these are 3 1/4, and then a matte a little larger. You always need just a quick little thinking of you card. And I just stamped the birds there. I stamped the trees here. Stamped trees. And I stamped the sentiment right on the paper on this one. So that was one of the really quick and easy yet stunning cards that we made. Then this morning when I was looking around here, I had noticed in the Inspiring Canopy, the dies have blank trees, branches, I guess, but then you can add floral leaves to them. So if you wanted a green tree or some pink for cherry blossom, you cut out the trees. And it also has this little sun or moon. And I've been seeing people use it, and it just looks so clunky to me. It looked like they just stuck a white piece of paper on there, and I didn't really like the effect. But then I had some vellum on my desk, so I just punched out, and I think that using the vellum looks much better if you want to put a moon, and if you wanted it to be a sun, then you could just like use a So Saffron blend and give it a little yellow tint. Using the solid cardstock I thought looked real, just too thick, but doesn't that look pretty? It does look just like the moon up in the sky there. Just like, especially when the moon's shining during the day. Now, I don't know how that happens, but it does. And one other chit-chatty piece of a note. When I cut these trees out this morning I was playing with this, you get all these chads left over. And look, I found a whale. Look at that tiny little whale. We can put him somewhere. He came out of this tree. Maybe right about there. I probably won't use him, but I sure did think he looked just like a whale. What do you think? So let's see. I wanted to do some trees with Night of Navy. So I need to find a piece of paper that they'll look pretty on. Now that would look pretty, but I'm afraid the trees would cover up most of it. So we'll do some more looking. I know that might look pretty to have Night of a Navy with the pink. We'll think about that one. Oh, this would look beautiful with green trees. Now we could switch. Oh, this one might be nice. I like that. That's probably my favorite so far. Good morning, Sandy. Now that would be pretty too. As I sit here and meditate over all this beautiful paper. We're going to go with this one. I think this is it. So I'll put all the others to the side. But that doesn't mean I won't use them. I'll use them for a different color. But I wanted to use Night of Navy today. So that's what is inspiring me. I just have a regular thick basic white card base. And we want this 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to put this, I think this is going to be easy. We're just going to cut it here. Now for some of the others, you might have to do a little selective cutting. But this one, I believe I can just depend on 4 being enough. And then we want it 5 1/4. You know the scrappy technique? All these little pieces here are definitely going to be saved for a scrappy quilt card. I could not. I just have to do that. So that we'll see how that works out too. You don't ever want your pieces not used. We might use that on the inside of this card. So we can go ahead and put this on our card front. Hi Kay Phipps. It's good to see you here. It's good to be back in my studio. I did miss, I shouldn't call this a studio, I don't know, craft room. I did miss you guys last week, and I missed crafting, but I took Paper Pumpkin with me on the trip and got some caught up on with that, so that was good. I just have some Night of Navy here. We're going to cut our trees. We'll just run that through the cut and emboss. Pretty detailed, but the pieces pop out very quickly, so it's not hard to get all the little confetti out. Tried to look at that, but I don't think there's a thing I can do with that. There's that whale. Look at him. He just pops right out. There's a purple whale. I have to do a whale collection. Okay. And get just most of these. I need to warn you, my hands are really shaky today. Some days I shake and some days I don't. I guess it's one of the pleasures of getting older. But I'm not doing any ribbons today, so that'll help. No bow tying on a shaky day. They seem to be a little better than they were early this morning. These trees are great. This would be great for Halloween. Put it on one of those with the dark purple and make a scary Halloween card. Okay, there's our pretty blue trees. I know trees aren't blue, but for this card, they're going to be blue because they look just perfect. Forgot we might want to put some little birds up here, and we can do that. We're just going to put a couple birds flying. You will hardly notice them behind the trees, but they'll be there. We'll put on this. There we go. Now I do want to wipe this off because we're going to use it again. Now our trees, we can cut this, the base, because we're going to cover it up. And we want there's our little birds flying behind there, but you'll be able to see them. We'll go ahead and add this to the card front. I could have used the adhesive sheet, but I kind of liked the look of the branches still being blowing free in the wind, not necessarily super flat on the card. If you wanted yours flat, then I would go ahead and use the adhesive sheets. Those adhesive sheets are magic. I can always go back and add a little more glue if I need to. Now this is going to be a get well card. Yeah, see, doesn't it look more realistic to have the branches free? I don't know. So we're going to cut some ground down here. This is just a scrap of Night of Navy, and I want it to be thicker at one end. This is our ground. Here we're going to put our sentiment, and then shorter at the other end. So I'm going to run it through the machine like that. We might have to do a little, well, we will have to do a little trimming in the paper trimmer to get it the right width. This is like a really simple card. The cool thing about this is now I have two pieces. I can use the second piece for my next card. Just save it, and I'll have a piece of ground. See, we're going to put our earth here. So I'm going to trim that off to be 5 1/4. Guess I can't think here. Let's see, this one can be for our next card, another card. And I still have that nice hilly look. Now let me see if that's too, I think that's fine. You just kind of have to eyeball how wide, deep you want that paper there. So it's hard to stamp on Night of Navy, so of course we're going to do a little heat embossing, which is always fun. We'll do our embossing buddy to get the static down. If you don't own this, you can usually find these at a big craft store, or you can use cornstarch in a baby sock and make your own. It's just to take away the cling of the embossing powder. So this says, sending healing thoughts your way. But you could put thinking of you. You could put happy birthday. Anything you wanted here. That's what's good about this. So this is Versamark ink. Just gives a tone on tone. You can see if it's, you can usually see if you caught it correctly. If not, you can turn it over and do it on the other side. And we've got white embossing powder. That works really nice for dark cardstock. Silver would also, but I thought white was more appropriate. We'll see if that works. Looks pretty good. Need to do a little tapping. That Y looks a little fat, so we're gonna, maybe I shook a little bit. And let's brush a little bit left on there. Okay. I think that'll do it. All right, you get to hear the magic machine. I'll try not to do it too long. Let me see. I think that's good. You know, you can overheat this and then it looks horrible. So this one looks pretty good. Yeah. That's the good thing is it's paper. If you make a mistake, you can get some more. So we'll just put our earth there. And we're almost through. That's pretty cool. Now for the inside, I pulled out the tree from Beautiful Beauty of Friendship, because it's fairly similar, and I thought it would fill in nicely. And we'll just put a little tree in the corner. We'll leave the inside blank to write our message. Or if you like stamped messages, we could find one. But I think sending healing thoughts is enough on the outside. Now remember these birds? I didn't want quite that many birds flying over. Seemed a little too much. So I'm just going to ink up part of them. Leaving a few off. And we'll hopefully not make a mess. There they are. Kind of just like they're getting ready to land on that tree. Now, my new favorite embellishment, polished dots. These are so pretty. They're just the right amount of bling without being gaudy. So we're going to put just a few. I think we'll use the clear ones. I shouldn't say gaudy, but you know, not every card deserves diamonds or rhinestones. I think you have to have used the right embellishment for the type of card you're making. I thought the rocks would look pretty with this too, but you know what, that looks like Mickey Mouse. I think what we need to do is stick with all three, the small. Isn't that funny? I was looking at this Mickey Mouse on there. That looks a little better. So now we know we can make Mickey Mouse with polished dots. Aren't these pretty? The pink, I guess that's pink or off-white. They're so pretty. So this is our quick little card, 30 minutes with this beautiful paper. Now let's see, I made these cards. I hit my lamp Saturday. Wants to pop up. Let's put that on there. And then I made this one this morning. I love the colors on this one. I used the pinkish colored dots here. And then my next one I want to try with Mossy Meadow. And that will be a little, you know, a little different. So I'll share that and show you how that comes out. So thanks for joining me today. I hope this inspires you to try On the Horizon paper. And just so you know, in February we do have a class with On the Horizon, and so we'll send you an invitation to that class as soon as we get it typed up. I will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.